There we go. Hello, it is Thursday, the 1st of April. I looked at Amelia as if she knew. She would know. She would not. It's Thursday, the 1st of April. The sun is trying desperately to come through the clouds, but it is colder today. Hello. Don't touch the lens.
Ooh.
You are funny.
Ooh.
What colour cakes have we just eaten?
Pink.
Pink and yellow. Angel cakes. Anyway. Hi. Today I'm going to talk to you about garments, and I am wearing one. Anyway, I have a blonde head. Do you want to come and sit on my lap?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wearing my Spotting Clouds top from underneath my hoodie, which is a design by Christina Haddering, who's also known as A Spoonful of Yarn. It is, as far as I know, still a free design on her website, but I think you can buy the PDF as well. And I made it out of commercial yarn, King Cole bamboo cotton for the yoke, and then a Shepier's whirl, I think in blackcurrant squeeze me, if I remember correctly. Wish I'd made it a bit longer. Kind of want to make another one. In fact, I might actually, because I have got another Shepier's whirl. There's a thought there. Anyway. So today I'm going to talk about garments, my whips, and my future. I haven't got any FOs, obviously, because this is me. And garments I start and then don't finish. But there are many whips, so I'm going to show you them, particularly the ones I've been slightly obsessive about. There's one that is new that you haven't seen, and I'm slightly obsessed, to the detriment of everything else. So I'll show you those later. It is day 2 of my annual leave. We've just been to the shop to get more bread because we'd run out of our sliced loaf, and to get a few other bits. We got some Mr. Kipling angel slices. I never have them. I never pick them up because they're not the ones I pick up, but I gave her the choice and she picked up the pink and yellow cakes. Obviously, because this is my kid. Pink and purple are her favourites. We are watching Sarah and Duck and having a bit of a break, but she's been really just awesome, actually, over the last 2 days. We spent most of yesterday in the garden, you'll have seen, hence the very small vlog. I also owe you from yesterday the the 2 winners of the Tunisian crochet along. So I'm going to go and get my laptop, and pick those winners now. It's a Thursday today, so it's D&D day, so there will be some D&D footage later. We didn't play last week because our lovely DM, bless him, he'd been interviewing all day and was just a bit video called out, and just knackered. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Right, I've just taken my hair out because it was annoying me and I was on the phone. I just had a phone call from a colleague about, we're doing, for my tutoring company, we're doing a series of free admissions webinars every Wednesday afternoon, and we had our first one yesterday. And next week's is all about writing personal statements, and I wasn't planning on, well, they hadn't planned on me doing it, but Joe has just SOS'd because 4-day weekend, and he's not going to have enough time in the day to do a full presentation, prep for a full presentation. So he has asked me to do the kind of advice bit, and then he'll do the examples and the practical stuff. Which is fine. So that's good. That's extra stuff for me to do over the weekend, but I don't mind because I love talking about admissions and university stuff. So we've just had the postman come while Joe was on the phone, and there's a lot of yarn around me. So I'm going to put you down, and then I will show you. I need to put you down so it's not an unflattering angle, but I fear that it will be an unflattering angle. Bear with. I think that'll do. So, first things first, I got my Once Upon a Yarn club from Helen of Giddy Yarns through. I got my Marvellous Monthly Minis yesterday for March, which are perfection. They are fab. But if you have subscribed to this club and you have not yet got yours, look away now. And the cutest little stitch marker, because this one is the Frog Prince. So yeah, I've set myself a challenge. Excuse me. I've set myself a challenge this year. I've set myself a challenge this year to try and design with all of the sock sets that Helen sends through. So I get it in a 80/20 merino bamboo. Excuse the noise behind me. And I want to be able to do some crochet designs, and maybe Tunisian crochet, that show how you can use sock sets, but not for socks. Yeah. This is 80/20 superwash merino, 20% bamboo, 400 meters for 100 yards, for 100 grams, 437 yards, plus an 80 meter, 20 gram mini. So that's 120 grams. And there's some very good, like, there's some great designs. There's one that I particularly, that comes to mind of using minis or using a mini with main colour is the Aria shawl by Fade Ashby Hughes, which is a knit and also crochet. She's done it in both intarsia. Intarsia crochet is different to knit intarsia. Anyway, and that one's really good, but you need 2 skeins of 4-ply, a fingering weight yarn, full skeins, and then a mini, a 20 gram mini. What I want to do is do something that is 100 grams plus a mini. And I've got lots of ideas, but actually, like, sitting down and doing them is a thing. So normally when I'm not on annual leave, I have Wednesdays off. So my plan is that during term time, on a Wednesday, I will do stuff for the other side hustle, which is my tutoring, and then all the rest of the time that I have on that day is going to be design. There might also be podcasting as well, but podcasting is relatively easy to do around this one, whereas sitting down and actually, like, working out a pattern and swatching and doing the maths and all that kind of stuff is harder to do with an almost 5-year-old hanging out. Right, that's the first one. Second one is an order I made for from Truly Hooked, which was, some of it was dyed to order, so I had to wait for a little while. So first is this is all in her standard DK, which is 75 merino, 25 nylon, 225 meters per 100 grams. This is her fractured highlighters colorway, and yes, it is that bright on DK. And then I bought her neon minis in DK. Oh my god, this is going to be both of these, the things that I'm showing you from Truly Hooked, are going to be designs as well. I have a very specific idea in mind for this, and that one. These are going to be in a design together, and I am. Oh my god, they're so bright. Oh, I love it. I do have to check with her that these are going to be repeatable colorways, because one thing, I was on a Zoom that Faye from the Crochet Circle podcast hosted for beginner designers, or for people who want advice about designing, particularly for crochet. And Becky from River Knits was on there. And one thing, there was a comment that she made that was kind of offhand, how someone had designed with her yarns, she hadn't given them yarn support. So mostly we were talking about yarn support from companies and how to ask and things like that. But one of the things she said was there was someone who had designed with her minis, had, it's focusing on my hands, not my face, had released this pattern, hadn't given her a heads up, and then suddenly Becky was inundated with people who wanted certain colours of the River Knits mini sets, that weren't in stock, because they hadn't been warned that this might be happening. So it's something I hadn't thought of in terms of the design process of, if you're using someone's yarns and they haven't provided you yarn support, it's still nice to let the yarn dyer know that, because quite often, a lot of people, they'll see a design, they'll like the yarn that it's been made in, and they'll make in that pattern in that yarn, in that colourway. So giving the dyer a bit of a heads up to say, hello, I'm releasing this pattern, give them like a couple of weeks, so that they know and they can gauge the amount of interest that there might be in their yarns. So that was quite an interesting thing. So yeah, I need to check with Verity the longevity of these colours. Not that I'm thinking like it'll be my second or third design. It's not going to be like massive, but giving her that kind of heads up is, I think, common courtesy, isn't it? So yes, and it's in plastic, so I don't know how we'll do for glare, but these are the Bridgerton minis, and you'll have known from my spring vlogs that I really enjoy Bridgerton. The books are brilliant. Filth, but brilliant. And And I really enjoyed watching Bridgerton on the TV. So when she came out with these minis, with this mini set, I had to do a pre-order. I had to do a die to order of the DK minis, because what I'm planning on doing is doing a design that you can just do in minis, or you can do with a main colour and make it bigger with a main colour and minis. So, and it's DK because I like working in DK. I think this is 120 grams. Yeah, I want to do something that's like I'm multicolored. I love multicolours. Like, this is why I love the mini, because you can put multiple colours with small amounts of yarn in a thing. Right, so that's my order from Truly Hooked. I then got another parcel from Truly Hooked, which is my Sweater Club. So with Verity Sweater Club, you pay in 4 instalments over a quarter. So you pay when you order, and then at the end of that month, and then the next 3 months. And then she starts dyeing. And she offers it in all of her bases. Basically, it's amazing. You can add fluff to it. There's so many options you can do. Her season 5. What is this? Yeah, her Sweater Club 4 is this what this was. So 5, the form is up for you to buy. And I think you can pay for it all at once as well. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, it arrived. It came with, it's already been eaten, a cream egg and a bag of mini eggs, which is half eaten because the small person decided she wanted mini eggs straight away. It also came with, and if you have, I've already seen a spoiler for the Sweater Club, and I thought I had been spoiled, but it's a different colourway. So I think Verity dyed different colours for DK and 4-ply, I think. These are the little Easter minis, these mini eggs. Look, mini eggs colours. I love it. I actually have Vicky Brown's mini eggs skein of DK upstairs, so I'm kind of thinking this might be a design as well. Oh my god. These are 10 gram DK. Yeah, so 22.5 metres of DK in a 10 gram in 4, so 40 grams of yarn. I'm thinking, because this, like the Vicky Brown mini eggs colourway is very light coloured, very speckled, and actually having particularly these 3, isn't it bad that you just go, oh, that could be a design, oh, that could be a design, oh, that could be a design. Anyway, so that was Sweater Club. Now, I got 6 skeins of this. You ready? You ready? It is not showing up. Well, this colour it's like, do you know that's better? It is a raspberry pink. But, just, the light in here is perfect. Yeah, the light in here is perfect. But look at that. So yeah, Sweater Club version 4, standard DK, 75/25, 225 metres per 100 grams. I'm going to pick them all up, 6 skeins. Oh, this is going to make the most beautiful jumper, and I think I know already what it's going to be. So Knitosophy, like philosophy, but with knit rather than fill, released a free, like self-graded, but it was she's brilliant with size inclusivity. But this was her first pattern where she'd done all the grading herself, not let her tech editor do it for her. Her tech editor checked her working, but she did it herself. And she's been so vocal about size inclusivity, even going to the point of making her largest size so that she could appreciate what her larger size test knitters were undertaking for her, and understanding actually how much more yarn, how much longer it takes if you are one of the larger sizes to make a garment. It's not even about testing, but she did it to appreciate it, and that I don't think there are many designers that do that. And it's very like size inclusivity is a big thing for me. I want to make sure that if, like, when I'm designing, at the moment I'm only going to be doing accessories, but I want to make sure that I offer a decent size if I'm doing things like mittens or hats. And actually, if I'm going to do a shawl, that it is big enough to go over all sizes. You don't... particularly one skein is quite a hard thing to do. Now, a couple of the things that I'm thinking about is cowls. I want to make sure that any cowls I make will fit nicely over someone's head and shoulders and not feel like they're being constricted. So I like, this is the kind of style of cowl that I like, the kind of long and thin ones, but you want to make sure that it's wide enough that it'll go over someone's head and be comfortable around their neck, whatever their size. So it's very, anyway, tangent. Knitosophy, she released a free, fully graded, size-inclusive jumper called Birdseed a couple of months ago via her website, and it's a beautiful jumper, and I think it's DK. So I think this is going to be a Birdseed. Yeah, I think it's going to be a Birdseed, and it's going to be fecking gorgeous. Right, last but no means least, what came in the post today was my cozy box from the Midnight Diary. Now, I don't know if that is actually for me, so I need to keep that. So if you have ordered the cozy box and you haven't received yours yet, look away now. The cozy box is something that's from Gemma from the Midnight Diary. She's doing it quarterly. It's basically a hug in a box. This is the yarn. You don't get to choose the weight, but you do get to choose your colour story. So she had 3 colour stories, and this is the sky colour story. It's just beautiful. That is going to make... I think that's going to go as a contrast in a jumper, a future garment. She does put 2 patterns in there. I actually tested one of the crochet pattern for her. They're both mitt patterns. So I've got the mittens already. So they don't. I kind of just want to keep this rather than... So you can keep it. That's what I'm doing. And it's going to go into the collection for future. But it's beautiful. It's this beautiful variegated sky blue with some purples, like hints of purples in there as well. And then you get some... She worked with some makers to do some exclusives as well. So we get... Oh, that's the back. This fabulous cookie stitch marker. And then... She got her pyromaniac self on and made pyrographed a gorgeous coaster, which is all you need is all you need is tea and warm socks. I would agree with that. And then she also worked with someone who does a herbalist called Just Herbal Teas, who are based in Scotland. Yes. And this is the Flora MacDonald Earl Grey, which is loose leaf, and then you get some tea bags. I think you get some tea bags in there. Yes, you do. But I will do it in my... So this is the company. Now, who's the... Specialities from Just Herbal Teas. The handmade stitch marker is from Unique Handmade Crafts, Kent. Oh, and then a print, which the kid has already got hold of, so it's not flat anymore. It's already got a little thing in it, but let's try not to glare. Look at the bunny! And this is by Lisa Green Designs. It's really cool. And I think that Lisa Green is local to her. So the tea, I think she tried to stay as local to Kent, which is where Gemma's based, as possible. But the tea, I think she just stayed in the UK, because Scotland. So yeah, look at that, all the stuff that I got. I also got something else in the box from Gemma, but I'm just going to check because I don't know if I was supposed to get it. So I'm going to text her now and check. You going to go again? Of course you can, darling. Where's your digger? Let's do it like that. There'll be shadows. Okay. We're working against the wind. So, we'll see what the sound's like here. I thought I'd bring my podcasting stuff outside because there's a lot of stuff to talk about for garments. First things first, Tunisian Crochet Along. I have just gone through all the Mighty Networks posts and I went and looked on Instagram, but everyone who had posted on Mighty Networks had also posted. No, everyone who posted on Instagram had also posted on Mighty Networks, so we're ignoring Instagram. Also, the hashtag, I think, didn't quite work. So, I've pulled 2 winners from finished objects on Mighty Networks, and those 2 are Jill Hazard, whose first ever Tunisian project was the Ishrat hat, and she's won for the Ishrat hat post, not for her extra entry for being new. And then the second winner is Ali, who won Bird and Blend yesterday. I'm going to be sending lots to Ali. What's up, darling? Oh! Do you want to get some of the stones? Go and get a couple of the stones and we'll put them on the edges. So, Ali has won one of them as well. So one is the project bag and the other is the minis. Ali, I've already told you about Bird and Blend, but I'll get in touch, and Jill, I'll get in touch with you as well. Yay, winners. Either yesterday's footage or today's, I'll also put the gallery up of Sophie's blanket finish along at the moment. Right. Shall we talk garments? Obviously I'm wearing the Spotting Clouds top. I love it. I think it was my first crochet garment. Yes, because I did the Picking Flower sweater after that, and then I did the Jinx vest and the Clementine jumper, and those are my 4 garments so far. Hello. I left that one up there because we've already got a green one. It's okay. I know you were trying to be helpful. Yeah. I'm trying to do my poddy bit of the vlog. My hair badly needs to be redone, but you guys don't care. Yes, thank you. So this year I want to make 12 garments in a year. Now that's not just for me, that could be for the small. I don't actually know if she's in shot. There you go. Without my washing, let's try not to put my washing in there. There we go, she's in shot. And I currently have 5 garment whips on the go. 3 for me, 1 for the small person. So let's start with the small person. Living in my custom made, so this was made at the same time as the Tunisian Crochet Along prize, this is my custom made Kalokshek Ellen bag. I love it, particularly this rainbow gorgeousness. The red canvas at the bottom is beautiful. I love the dream catchers, and it's one of these ones that can be much bigger than it actually is. Now, living in here is a kid's granny go around sweater for the small person for her birthday. She is 5 in 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. And it is a riot of colour. I'm making the 6 to 7 size. I got gauge. It is made out of all the pink and purple acrylics that I own. I am slightly worried I'm going to run out of a couple of them. Namely this one, which is Stylecraft in magenta, I think. Yeah, Stylecraft Special DK in magenta. And then there's also this one, which is Hobbycraft WI premium acrylic in purple mix, and I think this colour has been discontinued, so I'm slightly concerned about this one. The rest are, I'm using Ice Yarns, and this cake is just horrible. This is Ice Yarns, I think Dancing Baby, which is the variegated, and I'm doing this every other round. And then there are 4 pinks and purples. This is Stylecraft Special DK in the Clematis, I don't ever know how to say that properly, colour. And then I've got Paintbox, Simply DK, and this is colour 143. It does have an actual name, but I don't know what it is. So yes, I have actually ordered more of the... Well done!
For you.
Oh, thank you! Can we still put the rocks on it, darling, so that it doesn't fly away?
Okay.
Thank you. Are you going to paint some rocks now? Anyway, so yes, this is technically her birthday jumper. She knows about it because I've been putting it on her to make sure it fits. It's a really clever design by Iron Lamb. Claudine, I think is her actual name. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's going to have, you should see the octopus, or the jellyfish that is the ends situation. Yeah, it's not fun. But yes, I'm really enjoying it. It's a really lovely, well-written pattern. I am making the 6 to 7 size because this kid is tall, and also I want longevity. And I am going to make myself one, probably out of hand-dyed yarns. Definitely not as busy once I finish this one, because actually it's really simple. It's a really simple construction. It's really well written. The pattern is very good. It's definitely worth the money. Well, it's not actually that expensive a pattern. So anyway, yes, so in there is my kids' granny go round. The one that I am currently obsessed with is living in my midwinter yarns linen, vintage linen bag with it's like a roll top with a clip, and it's got the foxes on the inside. I've also got a couple of pins on here. I've got one of my Crit Knit, I've got a couple of these Crit Knit pins, because this, when I get to that point, it's going to be round and round easy to do when I'm playing D&D knitting. And then one of my Sugar and Sloth pin badges, which says, "What if you were enough with a narwhal?" Yes, sea cow. In here is my Truly Hooked Blanket Club, except it's not a blanket, because I am getting 20 grams of 4-ply or 40 grams in 2 colours every month, because that's how Verity does her blanket club. She does 2 colours every month for 10 months, so you get 20 colours in total. And I'm making it into a flax light, a faded flax light. So I started with a couple of greys that are not Verity's. I'm probably going to go, I haven't decided yet, but I might go back and, because I didn't fade, well, so there's one colour for the rib, for the neckband, and then there's a grey, but between the grey and the first colour of the Truly Hooked Blanket Club, I didn't fade, and I'm slightly regretting that now, because I've faded the rest now. Are we looking at the back or the front? We're looking at the back. This is the back. I've just finished the short rows, and I'm on colour 4 of the Blanket Club. I have colour 5 ready to go, and then colour 6 is that. It is, I've just got yarn ends attached everywhere. So that's colour 5 and colour 6, which will melt in. Yeah, I'm so happy with this club right now. What I'm doing is I finished my short rows. Flaxlight doesn't come with the short row shaping in it, but there is an add-on on the website if you wanted to look. So now I'm going to be going into separating for the sleeves and doing the body and the thing. And what I'm going to do is, much like Sharon from SCR1TNO is doing with her DK weight jumper out of her Advent yarns, I have split my 20 gram balls into body sleeves. And obviously that will be halved. So I'm doing, based on the stitch counts, 60% of the yarn goes into the body and 20% each goes into the sleeves. So I've got 40 grams, I've got 12 grams and 8 grams here, which is 60%, 40%. So that's ready to go. One thing I have to do now is...
Finish, Mummy. I need to try them in.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else? Or are you going to stop painting?
Stop painting.
Stop painting, okay. I've got 10 grams left of colour 4 after finishing the short row shaping. So there's not as much colour, obviously, this is the front, whereas this is the back, which has got 18 extra rows on it. Well, 18 short rows on it. I'm just loving that fade. It's just beautiful, and I'm so obsessed with it, because I just want to catch it up so that I can get to the point where the club comes through the post, I add my 40 grams in, and I will have a jumper by the end of October. That's kind of the plan. But yeah, the Flaxlight, it's Tin Can Knits, it's Flaxlight, everyone knows the flax pattern. This is the 4-ply version. My gauge, I did swatch, and then my gauge changed, I think because I was stress knitting it. So I am doing the large size, but the XL numbers. So my gauge tightened up. I like the fabric that I'm getting, it's not too tight. So I'm not annoyed that my gauge changed, it just I had to do the maths halfway through the yoke, and it meant that I had to do some sneaky increases before the short row shaping. So the neck, the around here will be slightly tighter, but I can probably block that out. And if I need to, I can always take the rib off and redo it, and make it a slightly looser bind off or whatever. But I used the old Norwegian or German twisted cast on to make it a bit more stretchy of a neckband. And yeah, I'm just about to do the sleeve separation. So that's good, and I'm really enjoying it, and that's all I want to knit on right now. Literally all I want to make. Mimi, no, because you might get water on the camera. Thank you. Okay, the other kind of current whip is my test. This is it living in my Heidenhammer 04, which is my Tunisian simple Tunisian cable cardigan by handmade by Roshka, and I've got to sleeve separation, and I started on sleeve 1. This thing is bulky. It's an Aran weight. It's an Erica Knight vintage wool, which is an Aran weight yarn. It is in black. I'm outside. Mimi, gentle. It's going to be more of a coatigan than a cardigan. But yes, so this is what I've got so far. I don't know if you'll be able to see the cables. I definitely can't see it in the camera, but you might be able to. There you go. So it's a Tunisian design. We'll see how much the wind is going to annoy you at the moment. The cables are mirrored, and because I'm a lefty, I've had to do them the opposite way that the pattern says, and I'm hoping that Roshka will put that as her notes, saying that lefties just hold your cable needle forward or back, do the opposite of what the cabling suggestion says. Other than that, I followed the pattern to the letter, and it's come out looking really good. I've learnt how to do Tunisian in the round for this pattern, and I actually really quite enjoy it. So I'm currently doing some decreases. I'm a little bit concerned about this hump in the shoulder where the yarn has picked up, but you cannot. It's very hard to see where you've picked up. It's quite interesting. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I am getting a little bit of RSI from just the motion of the Tunisian knit stitch, but it is squishy. But yeah, it's going to be a coatigan rather than a cardigan. Definitely a kind of transitional piece in the autumn for when the coat has to start coming out. Yes, it's living in my Heidenhammer 04. I have a corner of craft stitch marker, beaded stitch marker on the sleeve, and I have where's the other one? I have a stitch marker from Crafters Balm on the end to show me where my next how long. Mimi, no, turn that off please, because you're creating a puddle. Mimi, and that's where Mummy and Daddy stand to push you for the swing, isn't it? So we won't be able to stand there because it'll just be too wet. Well done. That shows me the last cable row, and I have to do a cable every 4 rows. The other 2 garment whips I have been hibernating for a little bit. Yes, darling? That's fine, darling, that's fine. This one is living in my Heidenhammer 04 with the just gorgeous patternation on the leather. I love it. 0401. And this is the Arbeed G Tank by Stephanie Erin. And there's ends everywhere. So the yoke is done. I love this yoke. It's just beautiful and glinting with the beads. There's ends everywhere, and I have started the kind of the bib, as it were, I suppose, on the front and the back, in order to then join in the round. Yeah, once I'm joining in the round, I'll be motoring, but it's just getting to that point, and it's just getting to that point, isn't it? So yeah, it's been hibernating. It will come out it will probably come out again once I've done the granny go round and the test. Okay, last but no means least, living in my Dr. Sotstagram's mum's bag. This was a prize from Alice of Dr. Sotstagram. It's got my my Bear With Me pin from Bear in Sheep's Clothing. I've also got my Crochet Makes, it's now Stitch Foundry pin, another Bear in Sheep's Clothing, and just a random sweater pin. This is my love note, and it is massively squished in here. which you've all seen before, I think. And I am currently, oh god, needles, yarn. Currently working down a sleeve. I've done the yoke, I've split for the sleeves. I worked a little bit down just to give me some body to work the sleeves on, and then I'm working the sleeves because of the yarn that I've got at the moment. Right, so yes, I think I'm about 2/3 of the way down the sleeve because it's a 3/4 length sleeve. Hello. Anyway, yeah, it's yarn management more than anything else, so I'm making sure I'm using the same skein of yarn for both arms. But that has, again, I don't know why that's stalled, because it's at the round and round stage. Because the sleeves don't have any decreases. I think you do some rapid decreases into the cuff. I have my rock, paper, scissors needle stoppers from the Yarn Whisperer, which I love, and I also have a Chapel View Crafts cup of tea as a stitch marker. Stitch marker. It is very much squished into there, and I am not zipping it up because there's just too much in there. There's a plane now. Those are my garment whips. In my queue, I got this bag of gorgeousness, which is so many skeins of Malabrigo Rios. Rios? Yes, Malabrigo Rios in the cowboy colourway, which is going to be turned into a normal flax for the husband. He is very tall, 6'5", and he has asked for very long sleeves with thumb holes. Yeah, he's asked for thumb holes, so I'm going to have to add, I think, about 5 inches onto the arms and about 4 inches onto the length. So, hence flax, not flax light. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with that. I also ordered a different colourway, which was his second option, but they didn't actually, I got it from Wool Warehouse and they didn't have this in enough skeins. So this is the Kando, which is just gorgeous. Look how it catches the light. It's fab. And I'm like, oh, I might have to buy myself a sweater to do that. Make something else. So yes, that is a sweater in waiting. The other sweater in waiting is in my brand new Hide and Hammer 03, which is a limited edition. I think she made these as kind of testing out the fabric and then sold them. This is kind of more of a waxed canvas than this canvas. And in here is yarn for a painting. Your pardon? Okay, alright. In here is yarn for a Painting Honeycombs jacket. I will pop a picture here. Which is a Stephen West design. And I'm really excited for it. So there's these two are leftovers of some merino DK that I had left over, which is going to be one of the contrast colours. I've then got 4-ply and alpaca fuzz of Night Fury from Truly Hooked, which is going to be one of the stripe colours, the contrast stripe colours for the front. We then have, this is the main colour, which is Coop Knits Soxier DK. Yes, Soxier DK in the Astra Planetae. Yes, Amelia. And then I've got, I think that's it. Yeah, I've got massive amounts of skeins of this. And then I've got some Truly Hooked Dark Grey Peruvian Highland DK non-superwash, which is for the seed stitch bits of the arms. So yes, it's going to be a slightly more muted version of the painted honeycombs. Oh, what I haven't got in here is the contrast colours for the actual honeycomb bits, which is going to be, I haven't decided if it's going to be my hand spun, which is going to be from my Smith Studio 12 days advent, or whether it's going to be just random minis, either 4-ply held double or my DK. Speaking of DK minis, the other garment that I have in the works is based on this. Now, I haven't decided on pattern, but this is my Vicky Brown Advent from last year, which I haven't done anything with. I was thinking about doing the Revival sweater, but it would have meant actually quite a lot of leftovers, so I'm now thinking basically a rainbow fade, but toning it down. So these are DK minis, and if I held it double with like a alpaca silk fluff, that would make it a worsted weight, which means I've got quite a lot of options. I could make a flax, that's an easy enough one. I could make, there's quite a lot of kind of just simple top down. I could do a bottom up. We could do that, there might be some maths involved in that. But yes, those are the garments. Whips and queue. So 3 in the queue, 5 currently on the hook/needles, so that's 8. I want to do another 4 before the year's out. Now most of them I want to be, so let's have a think. Crochet, 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 knit, 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 knit. So I've got currently, oh god, no, that's 8. Wait a minute, what am I doing? This one I'm not sure whether it's going to be knit or crochet. I want to do 6 of one and 6 of the other, basically. So I want to do, there's the Confetti DK pullover by Sandra of Nomad Stitches, which is crochet. There's also her City Lights pattern, which was in Pom Pom. Not this one, the one before, or the one before that, I can't remember. The one that was edited by Amy of La Bien Aimée and Stephen West. There's a t-shirt that was made in kind of, I think, merino linen blend, which was in last quarter's, or the last Pom Pom Quarterly, which is like a ballet wrap top. It's really beautiful, but that's knitted. There's I want to do another granny go around for me. There's going to be more than 12, and they're not all going to be done this year, but there's definite thoughts going into things. Yeah, so there's a lot of garments that that's basically all the patterns I buy now, is garments and socks, pretty much. I don't really buy accessories anymore, unless it's woolly wormhead hats. Right, let's see how much of that you got over the wind. I have got my dead cat on my microphone, so we'll see. We'll see.
Right here, one or a few on there. Man, did you see me though? 'Cause I sure put on the show. I'm dancing on the tables and I must say I got a taste for flipping out. I'm glancing at the haters and I know they wish they did the shit I did tonight. You wanna break some things I hide. All of the cups are out of sight. You wanna drink 'cause I can buy. You're dancing on the table, so am I. I'm not usually